Hey guys, it's Andy. I'm back with something that I wasn't actually ever expecting to make, but I put out a tweet the other day asking, if people were actually interested in seeing this, and I got a lot more responses than I was expecting to get, so seems you guys would actually be interested in this. To those of you who may not know what this is, you're probably familiar with competitive Pokemon because that's like the main thing on my channel, so I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that, but you might not be familiar with draft league format. In case you aren't, I'll give a brief summary. It's inspired a lot by like sports, in that 12 or so players get together, or otherwise known as coaches, and they draft Pokemon to use against each other in an allotted time, like 12 weeks or so. Let's just use an example: 12 players, 12 weeks. So we use that, and they draft Pokemon to use against each other. So, like, let's say I draft Greninja. None of the other opponents can take a Greninja. They can't use Greninja in that format in that entire 12 weeks. Same with someone else drafts Medicham. I can't take Mega Medicham and use it. So that's as brief of a description as I can get. Perhaps you've seen other like famous like the GBA, Global Battle Association. I know is a pretty popular series by many famous PokeTubers, but I joined one known as the PBF way back in 2015 when it began, and that was season 1, and it's currently season 6, and this was actually the first season I was planning on not uploading footage of at all onto YouTube, because I actually uploaded my first 5 seasons on my old channel, and I was planning on stopping this season, or just taking a break at least. But like I said, it seems enough of you guys actually wanted to see this, so I decided to make this. But as far as the draft itself, there's been a change this season. There's usually a little change each season to spice things up a little bit. Last season we allowed Z moves. We were allowed to draft a minimum of 9 Mons. We could have a max of, I think, 11 or 12. But this season, you can't see it over here, but in this column over here, these are organized by tiers in draft format. In my opinion, the best way to rank things when drafting is by tiering. You get someone who's an expert at draft format and determines which Pokemon belong in which tier. And different tiers usually cost different amounts of points. Like, let's say this column would be worth, I don't know, they usually have it in increments of like hundreds, so I believe this is usually like 160 so points, and you have about 1,000 or so points. It's like I said, I could get into the details, but I'm sure some of you know the details, and some of you probably don't care, just want to know what I'm talking about. So what I'm getting at is that in this particular season, there was no budget. You could draft whatever you want as long as no one else took it. There was also, for the first time, allowing Pokemon like Protean Greninja, Battle Bond Greninja, Magearna, Tapu Lele, Lando I, Mega Mawile, Hoopa Unbound, Deoxys D, all Mega Kangaskhan, like all kinds of crazy things that, in my opinion, don't really belong in draft format, but this is what we're doing to spice it up this season. So, there's that. And to compound that, we have, I believe it was 12 Well, I can click on mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 Pokemon to draft and 11 Mons to prepare from each opponent. I'm not really a fan of this so far because while I do have 11 great Pokemon that I'm able to use when I'm preparing against other players, they have 11 Pokemon that I need to somehow prepare for with only 6, you know, so it's a little difficult and a little frustrating. I feel maybe I'll get used to it as the season progresses, but it's week 1 hasn't finished yet. I'm still preparing for my week 1 battle. I'm mostly prepared as I'll get anyway. I guess I could show my team. I have Mega Mawile, Mamoswine, Tornadus T, Volcanion, Salamence, Chesnaught, Nihilego, Reuniclus, Eelektross, Froslass, and Hitmontop. So, like I said, these are my 11 Mons. No one else can use them, and I can't use anything else. Right? So, if we look at this, my team name is the St. Louis Carbinks, by the way. Like I said, it's based on sports, so you gotta give your team kind of like a sports themed name. So I based mine off the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Carbinks, you know. But we got other teams, like let's just say Wisconsin here, or let's do Blackmont because this is Scoot, aka the founder of the league. He has Charizard X, Celesteela, I don't know why I got those two backwards, Clefable, Crocodile, Suicune, Delmise, Jolteon, Hitmonlee, Mesprit, Swellow, and Protean Greninja. So when I have to battle Scoot, I'm gonna have to somehow prepare for this entire roster using only 6 of my, you know, my pool of 11, you know, total. So that's what I don't really like about this format. But like I said, I might get used to it. But anyway, I guess I can scroll through some of the threatening teams we got here. Like no one had a bad team. The first guy's team got cut off because my dimensions are a bit random. But this guy over here is actually my first opponent, so you'll see his team soon enough when I bring out my my week 1 video. So until then, hopefully you guys learned something from this introduction video. If you already knew everything, hopefully you stuck around to hear what I have to say despite you know, knowing everything. But yeah, either way, thank you for watching. I hope you're looking forward to this season, and I hope I will become more comfortable with it, because at the moment I am looking like just re-looking at these teams. I was like, get me out of here. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in about a week.